If you or a loved one has been a victim of someone else's negligence, you can take comfort in the fact that the Platinum Law Group is here to help. JB Beer is the principal attorney at the group and joins us now with more. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on the show. It's an honor to be here.
Of course. So tell us a little bit about your law practice.
My law practice started about 5 years ago. I started helping people just pretty much doing whatever they needed. And it turns out, in this great city of Baltimore, unfortunately, what people most often need a lawyer for is for injuries. They get injured, whether it's a car accident or at work or something beyond their control. If their injury is a result of somebody else's negligence, they need representation, and that's where I come in.
So tell us what sets Platinum Law Group apart from other personal injury firms.
Honestly, most attorneys, the retainer looks the same, what we do is the same, but what sets us apart, me and my staff care about every single case. We have not such a big workload, and we specifically tailor our intakes to, we only take cases that we know we can help you specifically in a way to maximize your benefits and maximize your recovery.
So if someone finds himself in an accident, why is it important to reach out to an attorney right away? I think a lot of times our inclination is just let the insurance companies handle it all. That's why we have insurance. But you say that's true and not true.
It's true and it's not true, and I'll explain why. An insurance company, by definition, is there to maximize their own income, right? And so if you're in an accident, by definition, their interests are not the same as your interests, because they want to save as much money, which means giving you as little as possible. So even though they smile at you and they get your car fixed, you think, well, maybe they're on my side. They're not. My interests are aligned with your interests, because the more you make, the more I make, right? So if you've been injured, I'm doing my best to get you every single penny that we can, and because I make more. And so we're both on the same team, we're motivated, whereas with the insurance company, your interests are not aligned. I call it a conflict of interest, if you will. Their interests are in conflict with yours.
That's interesting. And then you also talked about maximizing recovery and what that entails. So if I'm injured in an accident and I call you, and let's say I didn't call you to begin with, I just went through the insurance, they might just offer me something quickly to help me go away, but you'll help me every step of the way.
Absolutely. One of my favorite stories, and it's already 3 or 4 years old by now, is my sister. And she called me, and she was in an accident. This is before she realized what I do. So,
and figured it out, yes.
And so she called me, and she was offered $4,000 by the insurance company. And she did everything she was supposed to, it happens to be, but still, she was offered $4,000. What I did is I called up the insurance company the very next day, and I said, hey, I'm attorney JB, 877-OUCH-911, and I represent my sister, and immediately the offer went up to $9,000.
Interesting.
And so oftentimes insurance companies can and do try to short you, not because they're bad people, but because they're trying to maximize their own benefit instead of maximizing yours. So my job and my involvement is to maximize your benefit. And
also educate your customers too, or your clients, I should say, because you gave me the example of the massages before we were talking. Describe to me what that was all about.
So essentially, we had a client who was in an accident, and she didn't go with an attorney for the first 6 or so weeks. And what ended up happening was she called me. She's like, hey, don't worry, I've been doing everything I should be doing. I saw the commercials. I've been getting massages twice a week to make my back and neck feel better. And they're going to be reimbursed, right? And I was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but no, they're not, because in order to get compensated from the insurance company for your injuries and for your treatment, you have to prescribe to certain codes and certain things like that. That's why it's important to call an attorney right away, because I know which providers to go to, which are best. If you're comfortable with a certain provider, I'll set you up there, but I'll make sure that the billing is done in a certain way so that after the fact, when your check is written out, it's the maximum possible check, as opposed to cutting corners or shortchanging you on certain areas.
I find this fascinating because I think a lot of times people don't think that a personal attorney or a personal injury attorney will tailor all of the services that they're giving their clients. So you're telling me that if I get in an accident, I might not even know what doctors that I need to go to, but you'll be able to, you have sort of a Rolodex of experts, if
Absolutely.
You will.
Again, because I've been doing this for quite a while now, and I have a network, and it's throughout Maryland. I even go into Pennsylvania, Virginia, DC. We have networks of doctors, of other lawyers that we can commiserate or commemorate with.
Yes.
We get together with other professionals to best maximize your recovery. So we're going to put you on a path that's going to end up at the top of the mountain, not in the middle or at the bottom.
And you have to be careful. I mean, with your health, you want to get back to feeling normal again. So now we know that, you know, our health and our physicality is going to be taken care of, but also our money, our pocketbooks as well. So that's important.
Absolutely.
So people are going to watch this, are going to want to get in touch with you. How do they do that?
Well, obviously 877-OUCH-911 is the easiest way to get me. It's 877-682-4911.
Okay.
You can always go to ouchguy.com. My personal email is jb@ouchguy.com. It's easy to remember.
Yes.
Platinum Law Group. If you're local to downtown Baltimore or Mount Vernon, we're right at the corner of Calvert and Mount Royal.
Okay.
Big, bright yellow door, easy to see us.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, and we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after the break. Stay tuned.